This is an artist having a foot bath. This is an artist with chronic toenail fungus problem. Not that the toenail fungus is a chronic. Not all my nails have it, but it doesn't seem to want to leave my body. And I don't eat sugar anymore. I don't have wheat. I stopped drinking alcohol. Yay! Yeah, so, I don't know. Baking soda, eh? Trying baking soda. But I think my musing this evening around art is because I have been fasting again. I seem to be doing a psychological cleansing process, which is also sort of psychophysical repair. Quite obsessed by it, really. Yeah, sort of purifying. I think that's an okay thing, to want to step into being one's true self. Arguably, that would be one of the destinations that art would go in as well. Rather than transactional, worldly, materialistic concerns, to shed layers, to go through the pageantry of accumulated material. I've said all this before, no doubt. We all know what art is, but it is a profound privilege. And it is a grotesque burden. And, often it is accompanied by the vicissitudes and tortures of a pretty horrible family background. And continual melodramas that don't end. With other wounded people from similar families. It could even look like an entire culture that is re-stimulating and hurting each other perpetually, or ripping each other off. God knows. The musing was on the frequency of the art. Sometimes you do a lot, and sometimes it's a mere dribble. But the dribble today was a pink dribble, and I let it be. It's drying in the other room. The wind from the curtain will be... and it's because a friend of mine in Nelson who... well, he's a male sexual abuse survivor, actually, and he lives without a computer, without a cell phone, without an internet connection, without a landline. The man is a Luddite. He goes to the library. He sends postcards to communicate people. So I might be his outreach guy. He's also an alcoholic at the moment. I'm not happy about that because it makes him terrible company. And he's prone to acting out what happened to him on his friends, i.e. total domination and anger. So, and yet, there's a desperate vulnerability in the guy because he lives like a prisoner in a small flat. And he sent me a postcard with the word pink on it because he He draws in biro on them. And he'll never see this video. It doesn't, no one needs... Some people might know who he is. It doesn't really matter. I wanted to respond to Phil. I've been meaning to get back to him in kind with a small artwork, or usually I actually send long descriptive letters about what's going on for me. Yeah, sort of, I don't know, auto confessions, I suppose. He doesn't do that to me, but I write long-winded diatribes about what's been fucking going on internally. No, I think that's this strange relationship I have with the guy, which borders on abuse, actually. When I'm there, he's very awful sometimes. Yeah, so anyway, I did a pink dribble today, and it was sort of in response to a strange kind of outcry from this man. Yeah, who could psychically be very alone. And that's a really hard place to be, I think, when you're a very alone man. Yeah, who has tormenting inner father, who, yeah, it's incredibly oppressive. Maybe I know about that as well. Yeah, so what is the art? What is the art? What is my art? What is true self? What is this idea of Christ? What is this idea of life? Yeah, what is the idea of idea? And there we are. It's all an aesthetical, relational, philosophical, poetic, isn't it? But these things do have ramifications in real lives, and they echo about for decades and decades and decades in real time. It's interesting, isn't it? Are we the programmers of a code? Are we the experiencers of the outcomes of the code? Whose higher consciousness is doing the programming? What I like about art is it seems to be a fluid relationship with elemental forces, and that doesn't scare me. I don't see that as negative. I see that as spirit. I see wet. I see flame. I see surface and puncture, sewing. I see glue. I see juxtapositions of shapes, colours, textures, autistic co-relationships of pattern. And when I say autistic, I suppose there's a sort of sensory underpinning to my motivation, which is not visual. That's I think one of my strong points in my art is that visually it may be incoherent, but on another level there is another communication going on, which is textural and pattern. I mean, with these constructive danglies anyway, I'm not in control. and I'm surrendering to a method and a madness which, quite frankly, I feel is coming through me. I'm not saying it's not fucking hard work. It's incredibly hard work. Far out, man. Like, the self-doubt, the criticism, the absolute dejection, the reruns of fucking childhood TV shows about not being good enough. Oh man, Jesus Christ. You know, you can't get it right. Everyone hates you. You can't, and it's your fault. You know, go to jail. You're guilty. That kind of thing. You know, fuck. I mean, being an artist is like being a convict. But it's also like being the main actor. It's also being guilty of the main actor syndrome, you know, which we've all got. We're all the stars in our own show. And I think what differentiates a real artist from a fake artist is that, and when I say fake, I don't necessarily mean that, but what differentiates what I would call a professional artist, whether they're a nutcase or not, is the ability to externalize their stuff as if it's a trade. All right? It's a performance. Can you perform? Does the work talk? Does the work command presence? If it does not, it's fake art. Does the work have power? Authority, weight and gravity. That. If you don't walk into a room and go, what the fuck's that? Then the work is not succeeding. If there's one of my artworks in a house and it's a real artwork, it's not a souvenir that someone's framed politely, it should go, what the fuck's that? And why is it there? And what does it mean? That's what a James Robinson is. And I'm fucking proud to say my work does that. Now, just because Kiwis are pussy shit wimps that can't own their own fucking crap is not my problem. But I can tell you that you walk into a room and there's a James Robinson in it and yeah. I'm not talking about dominating, I'm talking about having authenticity. I'm talking about a lived fucking process as taonga, okay? These things are, they're fucking dwelt with, man, you know? Like, it's a fucking membrane with your psychological process and your meditations. It's not art, it's an inner world. And that's an inner world that I'm brave enough to inhabit because I'm an outsider and I don't fit in and I don't have a family and I don't have the social crutches or the security or, you know, the distractions. Maybe I'm privileged. I probably am very privileged to have an inner life, but don't Don't we all? Shouldn't we all? And if mine is traumatic and painful often, well then I'm not going to hide it, because it's also beautiful and real and passionate and wise and true. And it's that truth of my own reconciliation with myself. Like, can I accept myself? Can I accept myself? You know, the abuse that happened to me when I was very small, like, forced me out of my sense of even being able to be here. Should I be here? You know, like, yeah. And I am here, and I occupy me, whatever that is, and I'm finding out what that is. And today's medicine was a prescription of gratitude and humility, actually. Because in my recent fast, I just had intense rage and hatred come up with, society, family, trust. And it was really painful, and painful in my body too. I had a back complaint, and back was acting up. But yeah, didn't eat for 5 days and just felt a whole lot of fucking demonic hatred. And so I had some eggs, you know. Yeah, had some eggs. Eggs and mushrooms was good. And there were birds and sun in the morning, and I felt a bit better. But maybe I needed some food. But it is interesting having that hatred, and I wonder why I had hate before I had love. And that's what I wonder. Okay. This is really hard for me. That's the hard thing. Okay. That's the hard thing about me. So I can't remember love. I can't remember love. That's a really hard thing for a person to fucking admit, you know, that they had hate more than love. Done to them on purpose. That's what my body memory remembers, okay? That's what my terror, trauma, I don't even know if it's true. But I'm not even the worst, you know. There's heaps of people that have had heaps worse than me in this country. So I'm an artist from that, alright? So if I'm a convict or something, it's something that I'm trying to heal. It's not my fault. You know, I didn't deserve it.